If you look at a human skull from 15,000 years ago, you'll find something that's almost impossible to see in a dentist office today: perfectly aligned teeth. Today, most people have the opposite: crowded teeth and bites that don't close properly. This wasn't genetic bad luck. For the most part, it was the food. Let's start at the beginning. Our hunter-gatherer ancestors ate hard things, and that effort wasn't for nothing. All that chewing stimulated the mandible and the maxilla, and this caused them to grow wide and robust. Then two things happened that changed everything. First, almost 2 million years ago, our ancestors learned to process food, so much so that it's believed that's when our teeth and jaws began to shrink. And second, agriculture and cooking arrived. When you compare populations from around the world, those that lived off agriculture have differently shaped jaws than those who hunted and gathered. By chewing less, the facial bones receive less stimulation and develop with less space. But tooth size is controlled almost entirely by genes. So you're left with the same size teeth crammed into a smaller house. What happens when you put large furniture in a small room? They get crowded. That's what crowded teeth are, crooked teeth. And that, when the teeth or the bite don't fit as they should, we call malocclusion. Malocclusion is when this bite is wrong. But it's not just a malocclusion, it's also that the teeth are crooked, but not necessarily crooked in the sense that they're rotated, but that they're crowded, meaning they don't fit in your mouth. Now you might say, what we're seeing is just that those are old bones and now there's a genetic change, we're modernizing. But I want you to hear about this experiment. And this experiment is super important because it does separate food from genes. Some researchers took squirrel monkeys, all of the same species with practically the same genes. One group was given their natural hard food. The other group was given the same food, but softened and ground up. Same animals, same basic diet. The only thing that changed was the hardness of the food. What was the result? The monkeys that ate soft food developed narrower dental arches, rotated and overlapping teeth, and crowded premolars. The same story we see today in many children. Since the genes were the same, the difference could only have come from one thing: how much they had to chew. And it's been repeated in other animals, like rats fed a soft diet, which end up with smaller jaws. When you don't challenge the bone simply doesn't grow.